Turn the music off. Hey, good everybody, welcome out. Hey everybody, welcome out. That's a great way to start. Like, I just don't see people enough to remember the English language. That's what's happening, everyone. I don't remember how to talk. Do we even need to anymore? All you need to do is press the delivery button and enter your credit card information. Outside of that, language, not important, doesn't matter. Hello, everybody out in live stream land. Welcome to Tim Warner's show here at the Lounge at the End of the Universe. Appreciate you guys being here, and for the few people that are in the room, thank you for coming in person, and thank you for abiding by the guidelines that we have, which are, I think, we're doing a pretty good job. Everything was sterilized, everyone's wearing their masks, and we're still gonna laugh and have a good time because I think that's more important than ever, is that we're able to find the sense of humor in all of this crazy shit that's going on. So just a quick message and a couple of plugs before we start the show. If you have been watching our live streams, or even if this is your first one and at the end you're like, wow, I want to see more, please become a Patreon member. It's patreon.com/loungeboise. There's all kinds of extra content on there. Any of the shows that we do are uploaded there, so there's a library there that you can go through. There's also an exclusive gallery. We don't put all of the pictures from our events up on Facebook. Some of them we save, and they're just for Patreon members. And there are some ticket discounts and comps there as well for you. And then also on the 31st of this month, we are having our 12-hour streamathon. And here is why. So all month long, and I don't know if you guys that have been watching know this, but when we have artists here, 100% of the money that they make goes to them. So, and to our tech crew, but the tech crew mainly volunteers their time because they're trying to keep everything going here. So, big round of applause for Jordan and for Gabriel from Channel X, because without them, none of this would be still going. So we really appreciate them and the fact that they're willing to come here and just work for free because there's just not a whole lot of money right now. But we try to give all of the money to the artists. But then at the end of the month, they all come and donate their time so that they can help raise money for the lounge because we're here to try to help them maintain what they do and still make a living, and so they donate time to us, which that last day of the month we're like, let's do tomorrow. So everybody shows up and they do the streamathon, and so it's 12 hours. That's coming up on the 31st, so please tune in at noon. It's from noon to midnight, and you will get to see a lot of your local favorites. We have some people that are actually sending things in from out of town this time, people that have come and played through here over the last year, and I think you will really enjoy it. And then maybe if you got $5 or $10, throw it at us because everybody's little makes up a lot, and we would like to still be here as a community supporter of the arts and just having arts in the community in general. So so please be a part of that because I think this place is important to a lot of people. All right, good. Thanks for staying for my TED Talk. And now we're going to start the show proper. There are 3 incredibly funny comedians on the show, and I'm proud to present it to you. My buddy of, I think, 15 years, Tim Warner, is here from New York. So if you are in the room, there you go. He brought you some cooties from there. Mostly jokes, though, and punchlines. But we also have Hailee Lenhart-Wees, who is a wonderful comedian. And then your host, who I'm bringing up right now, this is a very, very funny man, and I know you will think so, too, as well as the people in the room. Makes some big noise for LJ Sullivan.
What's up, motherfuckers? Listen. I said listen. I'm not like the rest of you plebeian fucking sheeple, all right? I got the BBC News app on my Amazon Fire Stick that my mom bought me. And I installed it high on mushrooms. What'd you do last Christmas? That's right, not a goddamn thing. I'm sorry, that's not me. I just really like to do that bit at the beginning to get fired up. I'm excited to be here. I don't know about y'all. Anyway, thanks for the woos, guys. I appreciate the woos. So I was smoking weed with my buddy Brett recently. We decided at the beginning of the pandemic, if one of us goes, we both go. So we was hanging out smoking weed, and Brett's this real tall white dude with dreadlocks, and I only tell you that because tall white dude with dreadlocks, the black guy with the afro hanging out smoking weed together. Who would have thought, It's almost as if we have more in like than we were taught to believe. Anyway, we were smoking weed, and we had realized that we both came across the same article. Yeah, the article said that smoking marijuana can help prevent Alzheimer's in your later years, which I thought was pretty interesting. Because, weed has a reputation for memory loss. Marijuana has a reputation for memory loss and Alzheimer's, memory loss disease. How could it possibly prevent? What's going on here? What is the science? So I sparked up a joint, came up with a hypothesis. Yeah, that one's fun. I like that one. And here's my theory. I think marijuana prioritizes your memory. This is your brain on drugs. Look. 2009. Shitty year. Get rid of it. You don't need that. What was that? 8th grade? A lot of bad decisions. Get rid of it. This steak. Look. This steak is cooked to perfection. And it's got the garlic herb butter on it like you like. But we're going to have plenty more steaks. You don't need to hold on to this, man. That bitch's name. Now, when was the last time you talked to that bitch? 2009? Exactly. Get rid of it. You don't need it. Pythagorean theorem. Keep it. Look, you might need to build some right-angled shit in the apocalypse. You never know. I don't know. Does anyone need to build some right-angled shit? It's the apocalypse, apparently. I figure somebody needs a door frame or something. Anyway. That was just LJ fucking around, by the way. That was not written. Here's something that is written, but a little bit new. Because, hey, we're having fun. We're out tonight. Let's try something new. Do y'all remember the earthquake that happened at the beginning of this whole thing? Yeah, in Idaho, we had an earthquake like a few days into the whole shutdown scenario, which was a little bit surreal. It shook us all literally. There was no major damage, world, if you're watching this from somewhere, which I hope you are. Anyway, nothing too major happened, but it's weird to feel the earth moving beneath your feet like that. You know, I personally was still coming to terms with the pandemic. You know, I was in my kitchen making comfort food, completely focused on my grilled cheese sandwich. That's where my focus was, man, was on this grilled cheese sandwich. And, you know, it took me a little while, more than I'm comfortable admitting, reacting to the fact that the earth was moving underneath my feet. That's how focused I was on the grilled cheese sandwich. It took me a solid 15 seconds to go, oh shit, door frame, call back. Anyway, at that point in time, I hear from the other room while the earth is still shaking, get in a door frame. Woman, I'm already in a door. Whatever, it's fine. It's okay. It was later pointed out to me that I should have turned the stove off, but I was not prepared to let Mother Nature fuck up my snack. So, you know, what did I have shortly after an earthquake? Fucking delicious-ass grilled cheese. It was the best scenario possible when you're coming to terms with the earth shutting down and then the earth moving, that's an oxymoron. Anyway, I used to have a job, you guys. You remember those jobs, those things, jobs? Remember jobs? You would get up to go to a place to work to get money so you could get food so you would have the energy to get up and go to a place to work, to get money, to get food, to have energy to wake up and go to. You get it. You're familiar with the model. You know what it is. So I had this job, and at this job we had two managers. There was two managers at this job. One was the bar manager, Tina. 40-year-old white lady running a bar, might be watching this because I friended her on Facebook just recently. Hi, Tina. Anyway, so she works the bar, and then we had Bob in the kitchen, working in the kitchen. Now, Bob elderly gentleman. Honestly, I think he should be retired. He deserves retirement, but the system, remember, the going to get the food, to get the energy, you know, he's locked into that, as we all are, but it gets sad the older that people get. Anyway, he's older, he's short, and he's got goat beard, not a goatee, because we all know words, and that's not what the fuck I said. Goat beard. You get it. Move on. Anyway, Bob and Tina like to go at it, especially when things are crazy, and they're looking for a throat to go at. They go at each other occasionally, and Sunday morning they're going at each other, as they're one to do. But then, things get pretty crazy when at a certain point, Bob turns to her and says, "Keep your back straight, bitch." Yeah, that's a lot. We're going to circle back to that. Then Tina, smooth as fuck, just says, "Well, at least my back's not as bent as yo dick." Then it was on like motherfucking Donkey Kong. I could feel it in the air. I was right in between them. I was right next to him this whole altercation. And I felt it. And it felt kind of like, when your parents fight, you kind of, at a certain point, you want to interject and be like, hey, we all still love each other, right? But you can't referee this. This is grown folks' business. Stay in your lane. So that's what you do. You stay in your lane. You watch them duke it out. At this point, it's more like a boxing match you didn't put any money on. See, because you don't care who wins. That's not what it's about. It's about the mastery of the game. Now, Tina's like the Mayweather of this fight. She's light on her feet. She's scoring jabs when she can to win with the judges at the end. But Bob's like one of them old heavyweights, like a foreman. He came in swinging with haymakers from the 1940s, said, "Keep your back straight, bitch." I personally was not prepared for that at 9:30 in the morning. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't ready. And it really it illustrated the age difference. Because, in the hands of a millennial, that's not even an insult. That's just a friendly, helpful reminder. Like, hey, posture's important. Keep your back straight, bitch. Come on. Or like a friendly pick me up, like a keep your chin up thing, like your friend Cindy went out to get a job, went in for an interview, but it didn't go well. She's coming back a little bit sad. You go, hey, keep your back straight, bitch. Something will turn up. You'll be all right. She's like, thank you. I will keep my back straight. I am that bitch. I appreciate you. But in the hands of a boomer, though, it just comes off totally different. Just keep your back straight, bitch. Live by my socially enforced norms. Here. Wear this corset and these Chinese foot-minding shoes. It's aggressive, man. All right, you guys. I had a lot of fun with y'all this evening. This has been great. I am so happy to be doing comedy again. Real quick, it might be controversial to address this, but like they said, we're doing this as safe as we possibly can, And I just want to tell a real quick story about my whole perspective on the matter. And it's one time I was on a plane as a kid, and we hit some real turbulence, some like major turbulence. Like I'm saying, like the flight attendants strapped in and everybody was freaking out. You could hear people crying and praying. All right? And so my mom is sort of in that same zone, but I'm right next to her. And the thing that I was doing right before all that happened, I was reading my book. I don't remember what the book was. That's not important. I was reading my book. And as the turbulence hit and as everybody panicked, I simply continued to read my book. That's what I'm doing now. We've hit some turbulence, and I'm going to keep reading my book. I'm going to keep doing what I was doing before the turbulence. Because my mom asked me, she said, why did you just keep reading? And I said, I was enjoying the book. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die doing something I enjoy doing. So, I'm here telling y'all jokes. Anyway, I know you're supposed to end on a laugh, but I just wanted to say that real quick. Thanks. Thank you. So your next comedian, they're going to bring it back up again because they're totally capable of doing that, and I believe in her 110%. She's a very talented lady. She runs the Blue City Artists. You're going to hear a lot more about them in the future, I am sure. Please, everybody, give it up for Hailee Lenhart-Wees.
LJ Sullivan in the house. Y'all bring protection? Mama Hay did. I gave myself the nickname Mama Hay because no one else wanted to call me it. And I was like, this is going to be my thing. You're going to call me Mama Hay. Why? Do you need another mother? No? Are you going to get one? Yeah. Mama Hay is here to help you out. Because you want to know what up? Parenting is hard, y'all. I know, because my dad tries to do it sometimes. He's always like, hey, kid, you seen anybody? All right, this wasn't always. This was more like back in high school. He's like, hey, kid, you seen anybody? You seen any boys? And I'm like, no, father, men are stupid. He's like, oh, right. Right. You seen any ladies? I'm like, no, father, women intimidate me. And he's like, oh, that's good. That's good. You should wait, you know? You're going to find a really nice man. You're going to find a man someday, you know? My dad's a little homophobic. We're working on it, you know? Slowly but surely, every Thanksgiving, I mention how many fish tacos I've had, and we're getting used to it. We're getting used to it for sure. You guys ever have Thanksgiving with your family and regret it? Yeah. Everyone said yes. They have their masks on, so they couldn't say yes, absolutely, but they're like, I'm sorry, guys. All right. I don't mean to top your bad Thanksgivings, but I've had a pretty shitty one. You want to hear it? Of course you do. You're here. So one time, my family really wanted to support me because I was into stand-up comedy. And so they decided, hey, for Thanksgiving, let's do a family open mic. So we did. And you want to know what? There's no reason to do a family open mic because in every family there's a racist. And you kind of have to let them up to the open mic because they're family and you can't say no to them, right? This is wrong. You can. Absolutely. That was a trick question. You failed. You can say no to the family member. You can absolutely say no to the racist family member, but we didn't at first because we're like, okay, who wants to start the open mic? Because nobody wants to go first. Nobody, not even in the family open mic. Nobody wants to go first. So my Uncle Paul was like, I'll go first. But he didn't have any jokes, so he stole my grandmother's joke page that she printed off the internet herself, you know, because she was ready to do stand-up comedy. That's how you do it, right? You print off jokes. That's how I get the best of mine. Just print them off, guys. They're everywhere. Just on the internet, print off some jokes. You can be a comedian. Anyway, so he took the note page from my grandmother. And he started reading off some racist ass jokes. And we're all like, Grandma, what did you print off the internet, you know? And turns out he was making them up. She had jokes about turkeys being strippers, which is very funny. Very funny. But we were like, Grandma, you racist buffoon. She's like, I don't think I printed that one off. So my racist uncle went up first and told his racist joke and blamed it on my grandmother. And then we don't do Thanksgiving at my parents' house anymore. So that's how it happens. Thank you. Oh, racism in the family. Fun stuff. You ever have your grandmother be like, oh, I'm so sad that all the statues are being taken down. How are we going to remember the history of the United States? Don't worry. We're racist still. We'll be fine. We will be fine. We will remember that we're racist. Don't worry. We're not going to forget. I had that lady be like, I will teach my grandchildren to hate you. I will teach them because I don't know how to teach anything else. We'll be fine if we don't have any racist statues laying around, you know? Which is so funny. I think it's funny that my grandmother has issues about that. And then she also has like little issues about if you order the same thing that I order, people are going to think we're not cultured, you know? At a restaurant, she gets paranoid if I order the same chicken cordon bleu that she'd ordered, you know? My grandpa does it sometimes to just piss her off, and I'm like, you need to align your priorities, grandmother. Yeah, racism in families is fun. You guys unfriend a lot of people on Facebook. Me too. Good stuff, good stuff. My dad's trying to be like, hey kid, why are you all depressed? Stop being depressed. You have so much to live for. I'm like, thanks, Dad. Why didn't I think of that? I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I forgot that I have a roof over my head, and I forgot that I have groceries. My bad. I'll stop being depressed. Sorry, Dad. Sorry. He's a good man. He's just wrong on a lot of things, which is fine. You ever have to parent your parents? Everybody, I know. Because they had children, and they weren't stable, and so then they left. Anyways, it's fine. Parenting is hard, I swear to God. I had a dream one time that I had a kid, and then I gave that kid to my mother to raise. And then she asked me if I could babysit one weekend, and I was like, Mother, if you weren't ready for this responsibility, you should have said something sooner. You know? Oh, I love dreams. No, my dad is really nice. I really am trying to encourage him to be less homophobic because there's no reason for it. He doesn't understand it, and it makes me sad, but he loves me so much that he'll listen to what I have to say, even though he thinks I'm brainwashed by my mother. It's weird. It's fun. But I had to tell my dad, I was like, hey Dad, I know you're kind of against gay people, but I want you to know that I'm bisexual. And I'm actually pansexual, but it just felt like way too much information to give him all at one time, you know? So I explained one term. I was like, Dad, I'm bisexual, which pretty much just means if you wash it, I'll eat it, you know? He didn't really like that. He didn't. But I was like, that's pretty fitting. You know when you have to set boundaries with your father, you're like, hey, if you ever vote for Trump again, I will never talk to you again. He's like, don't tell me how to vote. I'm not. I'm just telling you the consequences of your vote. Boundaries. And he's like, fuck boundaries. I hate when my children do this, you know? He's so funny. He told me never to tell people that he voted for Bernie Sanders this last election. I think it was because he was losing his job and his health care, and he's like, oh no, what if I'm a poor person? I should vote like one. Fuck you, Father, a little bit. You should always vote like that because your children were poor, because you didn't do a good job. This is therapy. He was supposed to keep his job till 26, and then I was going to be okay with it because I was going to lose my insurance anyways, but he cut me a year off, so I'm cutting him a year off. It's fine. He's sometimes a good dad. He wants to be into what I'm into. He's like, hey, kid, you say that word dope a lot. This is dope. That's dope. Everything seems to be dope to Hailee, you know, which is true. I use it a lot. Overkill? I don't know. There's a lot of cool things in this world. But he's like, I don't think you know what dope is. You want to know what dope is? Follow me. And guys, he takes me out to the garage, and he opens the garage, and he goes in the deepest part of the garage, and he hikes up these little stairs, this little ladder, and he gets this huge bucket down, and he opens this huge bucket, and he's like, this is dope. Right? My God, guys, my dad has a huge bucket of weed in his garage. He's like, don't tell anybody. I was like, okay. And so he like scooped me this huge bag of weed up and like zipped it up. And he's like, here you go, kid, have some fun. I was like, thanks, Dad. And I went home. I was like, I can pay rent this month. You know, it was really fun. And I started smoking that weed. And then I was like, oh, no. How do you tell your dad he has trash weed? Right? You can't. It feels ungrateful, you know? So I was just like, never going to bring it up until I saw him the next time. And he was like, hey, kid, how was that weed? And I was like, to be frank with you, Father, it's trash. And he's like, I know. What? You know you had trash weed? He gave me trash weed on purpose. I'm still mad, Father. He's like, well, wait. Have you gotten one of those nuggets? One of those very potent nuggets? I was like, no, Father, I have not. He's like, just you wait. And guys, I got one of those nuggets right before work one day. I was like, Red Robin, yum. Yes, we do serve the bee's knees, eh? It was a good night. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get what this weed is. It's trail mix. Except all the peanuts and M&Ms look the same. But it's still chocolate, damn it, and we do not waste chocolate in this house. No, it's just drugs. I don't waste drugs. If the chocolate touches the floor, I'll pour myself a shot and get over it. You know, we're fine. Parenting is definitely hard, guys. My cousins out in Olympia, feel bad for them. Like, I was raised poorly, but they were raised with religion. And, you know, oh, was that sore? I'm sorry. Hear me out. Maybe this wasn't as bad as yours. So my uncle has made it illegal for my cousins to use the word vagina. They have to say front butt. Right? Front butt. That is some suppression right there, y'all. If you can't see that. All right. Front butt. Okay? So I had to teach my uncle a lesson. Because what is having a family if you're not supposed to educate them? Am I right? So we were swimming one day. I was getting out of the water. And I had a two-piece swimming suit because I'm hot, you know? And it doesn't fit correctly because it's not new. It's an old suit. Anyways, so I was getting out of the water, and I didn't pull up my drawers, so I accidentally mooned my uncle. And he was like, I was like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry, Uncle Joel. And he's like, no, it's fine. Just put it away. And I was like, no, I'm really sorry. You had to see my back vagina. I'm terribly upset about that, you know. We don't talk anymore. And I'm completely okay with that, to be honest with you. Cutting people out of your life is how you have less Facebook friends. Which is very important for a comedian, because you're going to fill up one day on all those Facebook friend requests, and then you're going to have to get an actual account to start promoting yourself. And I'm not ready for that yet, so get rid of the scumbags. Guys. Although, okay, I can't blame my parents all the way. They've been really cool. I got a DUI last year. Ooh, not great. So if we're drinking, we're Ubering home, right, guys? Y'all lied. No, but seriously, like, it wasn't a cool moment getting arrested. My parents were really cool after the fact that I got a DUI. They're like, here's some Uber gift cards. I'll reward you for your bad behavior. Thanks. Parenting. Anyways, but when I was getting pulled over by the cops, like, I was freaking out, you know? Like, I was like, oh, shit, I'm drunk. they're going to know I'm drunk, so I'm going to try to trick them. And so I started like vocal warming up because I'm a theater major. So I was like, Mini levi these monolovados, monolovados, what to do to die today at a minute or two till two, a thing distinctly hard to say but harder still to do. We'll beat it to two at 20 to 2 and a rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-2 and the dragon will come to the beat of the drum at a minute or two till 2 today at a minute or 2 till 2. Hello, officer, how are you? And then they asked me to walk straight and I couldn't. And I was like, fuck! I couldn't do walking exercises in the car. They nailed me, you know? I hated it. I hated getting pulled over for something I was doing wrong because I was actually doing it wrong. But it was fine. It was kind of an interesting, it wasn't funny. It wasn't super funny, but it was kind of funny a little bit because like the cop who was pulling me over was like, what were you doing out so late? And I was like, stand-up comedy. Oh, so you're a comedian? I'm trying. Well, tell us a joke. No, thank you. Come on, tell us a joke. I would rather not. We'd really like to hear one. Okay. All right, all right, here it goes. I used to think I was a lesbian. Turns out I just like wearing comfortable clothes. I did have to eat a lot of pussy to figure that out, though. He's like, Steve, get over here. Guys, I told that joke 5 times that night. I was a fucking hit. I was like, thank you. Thank you. Come out. I do comedy every Monday at the Mad Swede, you know, and none of them ever fucking did. Fuck the police, am I right, guys? Yeah, just for more than that, you know. They're usually nice guys, but when they pull me over for a DUI, I get real mad. That's not why I'm mad. Yeah, guys, I'm really proud of the lounge at the end of the universe doing these social distancing shows. Do you feel like you're getting COVID right now? I know that wasn't a very scientific experiment, but people feel safer usually when everyone's sitting at tables with masks on. And I just think if you're going to go out to a goddamn restaurant, okay, there's nothing wrong here. But they do hire hosts that are like 16-year-olds. Why? Because that's a job for a 16-year-old, usually. But during COVID, that is not a job for a 16-year-old because when you're a host at a restaurant, you'd be like, bitch, why'd you enter without a mask on? You need that ferociousness that you're not going to get from a sweet little 16-year-old. You know, you're not. You'd be like, hi, sir, could you please put your mask on? I am an independent and I'm a fucktarsh. I'm trying not to use that word, sorry. I'm a fuck. I say it outright because I know who I am. You know, and you need hosts that are like bodyguards nowadays. And so that's what I'm saying is, nobody's dying from me talking to them because nobody's here for me to kill them. So what I'm saying is every time I get a fucking guilty feeling that I'm murdering comics for an open mic, know that I've already been murdering them for years before that by selling them cigarettes. So I'm okay with murdering funny people. Because one day I'll be the funniest one in town. It's fine to admit this to the live stream because I think we have like 8 viewers and I don't think they're going to report me. Cool. You guys ever go into the bathroom after a guy's come out of it and you see the toilet seats down and you're like, is he a gentleman or did he poop? And then you sit down and you're like, he pooped. I figured it out. I went to college. I'm very smart. Very intelligent. Yeah. Sitting on warm toilet seats has kind of created a weird fetish for me a little bit. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? So I used to do this thing where I go into Starbucks and I would watch attractive men work on their computers. And then I'd wait for them to get up and leave. And then I'd take their seat. Not to be weird, you know, it's just like sometimes you want to sit on someone's lap without them saying, oh, no, thank you, you know. So like the warmthness was like just close enough. I got kicked out of Starbucks for that behavior. I got in, a car that has seat warmers now. That's way better. And now I drive for Lyft. It's good stuff. You guys ever drop your boyfriend off at work and give him a kiss goodbye, and then like, because you have that Lyft sticker on your windshield, you're like, are people going to misinterpret my Lyft services? 5 stars. 2.5. All right, get out. He would have rated me better than that if I was driving at that time. Yeah, Lyft is like OnlyFans, but for more private moments. That was terrible. I'm sorry. No, guys, I did go to college. I went to the College of Idaho out in Caldwell. Lies. Absolute liar, right in the back. I'll call you out, Jen. There's nothing cool about Caldwell, except for maybe a few things, but we don't talk about that, so we can just, generalize. Yeah, College of Idaho was fun, though. Like, I learned a lot of stuff. It was a good school. I liked it. Like, people cared. Like, the nurse was always like, hey, it's that time of the week. Come get your syphilis test. So we go take our SIF test, and we go take our CIV test, and we just hope we didn't pass that first one, Okay, what college did you go to? You're all horny bastards. I'm sure it was just bigger school, getting around more. Am I wrong? No. Okay, that was good. I just wanted to be confirmed that all people who are going to college are really looking for a sex education because they didn't get it in the primary educational system. Right? Am I wrong? No. All right. College of Idaho was very fun. I went there my first year, and I loved it so much so that I decided to get the motto tattooed on my body. Yeah. Now my vagina says, I can do anything. Super cute, often misinterpreted. Okay, like a regular amount of misinterpretation often sounds harsh in these times. You can't fuck with a mask on. You can. It's actually recommended. I don't want to get you sick, but I want to get you pleasured. I write jingles for a living. No one's hired me, but it's one day a goal for mine. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so College of Idaho, I got the tattoo, I can do anything. Very proud of that tattoo. I was like, I can do anything, bitches. I'm fun and desirable and know how to turn in assignments. And I was very proud of it until my junior year when they went and changed the motto to climb higher. I was like, now I look like that girl who got the tattoo of the motto and then didn't graduate from the school that has that motto, right? I looked trashy, absolute trash. So I had no other option but to get climb higher tattooed right here on my thigh. Good. All the gentlemen got that joke? Proud of you, proud of you. Sometimes we have to do an after-school session where I have to talk about pleasuring a woman. And it gets awkward because it's not necessarily funny. It is because people don't know about it, but it's sad because people don't know about it. Anyways, if I was going to be a teacher, that's not what I would be. I'm kidding you. It took me until quarantine to be like, I'm going to save the planet by no more pads and get one of those thingies. A flexi cup. That's how it does it. I'm still scared. Why? Why am I scared of my vagina? Good question. Turns out it went back to the day where they didn't educate you about your body. And then you watched Black Swan for your sexual education. So you're watching Natalie Portman, and you're like, she wants to go far in her career, and she has to be a bad girl to do so. So I watched Natalie Portman, and I was like, is mom home? No, mom is not home. Good, good. After school special. I love it. You're watching Natalie Portman. People at home, I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable because you're not here. And you're going to be my Natalie Portman, okay? So I'm watching Natalie Portman, and she's like, I got to get risky, so I don't know why she's Southern, but she is right now. I got to get risky and learn about how to be the Black Swan, which is evil and dark inside. So she's just like, what she's doing. And then I'm at home. And then the scene was done, and I was like, oh, it's not a porno. It was just showing something. All right, cool. And then you go on to the next scene, and Natalie Portman is plucking feathers out of her fingers. And I was like, oh, I know what that means. Masturbation, not even once. And that is why I'm afraid of my vagina. Thank you for asking. It could be other reasons. I don't know. I'm afraid of my whole body. That's why I did this experiment during COVID where I shaved half of it and then the other half I left alone. You can't really see because I'm naturally blonde, but I didn't keep up with this leg. It's getting hairier. But that one's very hairy. And then my mom asked, what about your vagina? And I was like, well, I kept that the same because that gets itchy if you reshave or don't, you know. Okay, you didn't like that one. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Seriously, guys, like I've been trying to be better about my health. I was taking antidepressants before this shit happened. And I was like, yeah, comedians can be happy. False. Wrong. Turns out, no, that was an incorrect assumption that I thought I could do. Turns out, 26. So, no, you can't be happy the rest of your life. So be sad and get used to it. That's a lie. I'm sorry. There's a lot to live for. You should be happy. Right? It's fucking hilarious. You can't say that with a straight face. You can't. It's bullshit. Guys, I'm a weird ass person. I care about the wrong things, you know? Like, have you ever realized that anything could be a napkin? Like, have you thought about that? I don't think you have. Not in the extent that I have. I'm not trying to tell you that I'm far more intelligent than you are because I've thought about this. But seriously, though, I went to a liberal arts school. We were taught to think. Anything can be a napkin, right? Like, and people don't get this. So, like, every time I turn around, I'm like, I see napkins all around me. And nobody knows that they're napkins. Like a person can be a napkin, but not every napkin can be a person. Think about that. Like, I could rub myself on a person because they are a napkin, but that napkin could sue me. That's why I just wipe myself on, like, regular table napkins so they don't try to get involved. That was LJ's fault. LJ's like, I feel like since this is live stream, I should do new material each time. And I was like, fuck that, I'm going to do the same 30. I didn't. My bad. Sorry. I tried a new old joke. That was fine. Thank you. I'm gonna leave you out on something funny. Let me just remember it. All right, you guys want some real shit? Yeah? I don't know. This doesn't sound. You guys ready for some real shit? Some real shit? Yeah! Yeah! Your mom ever make you save worms out of the gutter after it rained? No? Pick them up with a plastic fork, scoop them up so they don't drown, put them back in the grass? None of your moms made you do that? Oh, okay. Cool. I don't know. It was good for me for a little while. Like, it taught me how to care about the environment, but that habit also bled into my dating life. Yeah, you ever take somebody home and then you wake up the next morning and you're like, oh no, there's a worm in my bed. And he's soft all the time. Thank you for feeling my pain. So you're just like, I guess I'll scoop you up and put you back in the dirt, little buddy, help you have a good life. Seriously, parenting is so fucking hard. Like, you're supposed to censor your children and not, like, I think the reason why I got fucked up was because of this one song, okay? It went like this. You remember it? You make me suicidal when you say it's over. And I was, like, hot as a teenager, you know? oh my God, you can't live without me? And then you get into a relationship like that as an adult, and you're like, I would like to leave, but I don't want to be a murderer. And now there's songs nowadays where it's like Halsey, and it's like, you should be sad. And you're like, yeah, fuck you, man. I was raised in the wrong generation, is what I'm saying. Now, parenting is very hard. I just hope that one day my kids thank me for never having them. Is that too much to ask? Anyways, thank you guys. I'm Hailee Lenhart-Wees. Have a great night.
One more time for Hailee, everybody. Thank you, Hailee. That was great. Guess what, everybody? I have a surprise. We got a guest spot in town, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm told he's a national headliner touring. Tim Northern, everybody.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, LJ, man. That's cool, man. Thank y'all so much, man. Thank y'all. Man, Boise, man, I love coming out. And I'm just trying to be. This is the thing. I'm people like wear masks. Like wear masks. And that's how I live my life. I've always lived my life this way. It's like wear a mask. You know, do what you need to do to protect the public. So I used to always like wash my hands before I use the bathroom because, for real, because I don't know where my dick's been. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. So I said, man, so yeah, I'm being in the thing, man. And I travel, you know what I'm saying? I travel all over the place. I was in Michigan, man. Michigan? Anybody ever been to Michigan, like with the hand? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a hand and whatnot. And a little part right here. They don't talk about that part. But it's that part, man. It's crazy. Like Michigan is like the cherry capital of the United States, man. And I love cherries. It's one of my favorite. I love cherries, man. So I was in Michigan. I like maraschino cherries. We got any maraschino cherry fans? Oh, okay, two? Okay, two people. That's cool. So I was up in Michigan. I was like, hey man, so I was looking for maraschino. I couldn't find a maraschino anywhere, man. So I bought a bean. I bought a bean. It's a cherry. Yeah, a bean it's a cherry. So I bought a bean, which is a cherry. Yeah, I did that. And I was also like recording like some of my shows and whatnot, and so I needed like an extension for my microphone. So I bought a bing, bada boom, which is a cherry. A bing is a cherry. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, it's cool, man. I do what I do. You know, go to different places, man. You know, I was in I was in Mexico, right? I was real hungry, and I wanted a taco. Like when I was in Mexico, I said I want a taco, but I couldn't speak Spanish. You know, so I just got a hot dog. I wanted a taco in Mexico, but I couldn't speak Spanish, so I got a hot dog. So, yeah, I was like, give me one of those Perro Calientes. Perro Calientes. It's a hot dog. Perro Caliente. It's very caliente. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, it's like I got 5 minutes. I'm gonna get on out of here, man. Man, Boise, and I said it right with the C, with the like the S, not the Z. I don't go with the hard Z. You know what I'm saying? I go with the soft S. You know what I'm saying? Boise, I get it, man. Someday I'm gonna own a house here. Yeah, and property values they won't go as high, but they'll be good. They'll be real good, you know, because you know it's Boise. So yeah, man. Is it the camera? Yeah. Is it? Okay. Hey, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all so very much, LJ. Thank you. So, thank y'all for giving me the time to come up here. You're gonna enjoy Tim Warner. Thank you.
Hey, give it up for Tim Northern one more time, everybody. It's cool to have you stop in real quick, man. Now, your next comedian this evening is the headliner this evening. Hold on, I need to sanitize the mic. See, this is what hosting is in the apocalypse. You know, you sanitize the mic as you bring up the next comedian. It's an added layer of difficulty, but I'm up to the task. Your next comedian coming to the stage, he's from New York. He's come a long way. He also gave me some stuff last night to read that I did not read. I felt very bad about it, so I'm going to read it tonight. So it looks like he's got a flawed pursuit of happiness, comedy not so special. That sounds very interesting. I'm going to check that out. And then he's got a podcast, the Joker in the Rye podcast. Also sounds compelling. Everybody, please give it up for Tim Warner.
You know what's funny about nowadays? See, you know what's funny about nowadays? You know, everyone's scared to shake hands. So, you know, a lot of people do elbow rubs or whatever else. If anyone knew some of the masturbation techniques that I have with my elbows, like I can do some really like anal shit. You know, and all these motherfuckers are just like, no, I don't want to shake her hand. There's COVID, you know, elbow. And I'm just like, all right, buddy. I hate to tell you, they gave me a bicycle, so I just been fucking riding around Boise with no showers. So, yeah, COVID it up, kids. Hey, first of all, thank you so much for being here. To be honest with you, you could be anywhere in the world. And you chose to be here, so thank you. Time is the most valuable commodity on the planet, and the fact that you would share your time with me is a fucking honor. So thank you for that. But also, fuck you. Because now it puts a lot of pressure on me because, look, we could all die in 3 weeks, so now I got to be really funny and make this worthwhile. I really do. And keep in mind, if you don't die in 3 weeks, I'll mail you a shirt. Okay, I got a Joker in the Rye podcast shirt. You know, you can say, hey, I survived COVID, and all I got was this stinking T-shirt, right? So, good evening. All right, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Let me set down my beverage, because otherwise I'm just going to keep distracting myself with that. What's up, Gabe? First of all, if you could give it up for the comedians that were up here before. You had LJ, right? Hailee. Tim Northern, another Tim. So that proves that there's energy in the room, so that's great. All right, so I got to address the elephant in my head before I even think about being funny, okay? Yesterday was a year anniversary of, I haven't had a drink in a year. And that's great. Thank you for not applauding. No, fuck you guys, because none of you know me. The only person who should be applauding is Jen, who would actually be like, that's actually a good thing. You're seeing me kind of a decent human. So, but yeah, I'm in the program. You know, when I say I'm in the program, that's the computer simulation we're all a part of. I mean, come on, do you think this is real? Why would I go to AA? That's just another addiction you latch onto. You know, people used to drink like fucking 6 half pints a day. They now go to 6 meetings and say they don't have a problem. All right, that hit home. My bad. Sorry, Boise. My dad's an alkie. Yeah, I hear you. I come from a long line of alcoholics. Long line of alcoholics. Like my dad was like a real bad, real awful drunk. Like my dad would get so drunk he'd talk to me. Oh, you ever have that? You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey son, I love you. It's like, what the fuck is this? What are you hammered? Jesus Christ. It's 3 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm playing Zelda. It's a one-player game. Get the fuck away from me, you drunk loser. I don't know if I'm I'll tell you, I wasn't really good at drinking. I really was. No, here's the thing. I'm great at drinking. But when it comes to trying to change the world with dick jokes, I can't drink and do that at the same time. That's really what it is. But I don't, I wasn't good at drinking. Like a lot of people, when they go out drinking, they do Irish goodbyes. And if you're not familiar with this, it's like you're hanging out with your buddy Tommy, and all of a sudden he just fucking leaves. It's like, oh, where'd Tommy go? Hey, he just left. Oh, what a dick. Yeah, I never did that. When I went out drinking, I would do Polish goodbyes. And that's where you tell everyone around you to fuck off, and then you stay. And you do a few shots. And you put it on Tommy's tab because he fucking left his card at the bar, and that's what you get for not saying goodbye, dildo. Drinks on Tommy, everybody. I used to drink a ton. I used to drink a lot. I used to always be carrying a half pint in my pocket. All the time. And then I moved out to pints. Yeah, a lot of drinking. Like I would get so drunk, like when a mosquito bit me, it would get hammered. You know what I mean? That's a lot of drinking. And if you think that's bad for me, imagine what that's got to be like for the mosquito. You know what I mean? Just imagine being a mosquito, just enjoying life. Oh, fuck yeah, man. All right, where are the women? How come no one loves me? Where the fuck am I? Is that a tattoo on my wing? Oh, fuck. Holy sweet Jesus, I fucked a fly. I gotta go get me more of that Warner blood. Holy zzz. So, it wasn't that bad for me to be hammered. Comparatively speaking to a made-up mosquito that I created. That may or may not be real. So the thing is, I performed last night in front of humans for the first time, and since March 10th of 2020, I don't know how to explain it to you non-coms. I saw my kid for the first time since March 10th, last night. And now tonight, right, I'm seeing my kid again, which is great. But after this, I don't know when I'm going to fucking see my kid again. So I'm going to say a lot of things tonight, hopefully that have dick jokes at the end of them. And if you get offended, fucking get over it. You're not fucking real. You don't exist. This is all a figment of your imagination. Trust me, I've done DMT a couple times. Seriously, the worst day of my life is when I smoked DMT for the first time. I realized we're all one. Bummer. Like, have you met other people? Jesus fucking Christ. Really? I'm one with Tony in accounting? The guy who's constantly talking about smashing poon, man. I'm one with that? Fuck. So I didn't get that spiritual enlightenment that a lot of people did. You know, I kind of wondered what comedy would be like in the post. What is this? I don't want to call it a quarantine. It's not a fucking quarantine. You don't quarantine healthy people. It's a fucking terrible term. Quarantine. Medicinal martial law. I guess that's just too many syllables. Let's go with quarantine. I like to do the great social distancing of 2020. Boom. All right, makes it look like we did something. Other than collect double our salary while we sat on the couch and bitched about how Jordan didn't tell us the truth in a documentary. All right. All these fucking people yelling at everybody because they want to get back to normal. Want to get back to living life. What do you want to get? What are we getting back to? Well, Tiger King the movie, Tim. Ah, fuck you. The iPhone 13. Lego Masters with Will Arnett. Christ. I did everything I could to get COVID. Nothing. See, all right, here's the thing. A lot of white people in here. Okay, look. I don't have this fear of death that a lot of the white people have, which isn't really fear of death as much as it's just, we want to live forever. That's why white people, you'll see, they're the ones screaming, put on a fucking mask. You don't care about me if you're not wearing a mask. I had a pregnant lady tell me that. Excuse me there, Toots, but it looks like you're the one that doesn't care about people, especially the ones closest to you. Why would you bring a baby into this fucking world and call it love? It's your fucking ego. And you're telling me I don't care about people? Fuck you. Put on your mask. You don't care about me. Looking at your physique, it looks like you don't even care about yourself. Eat a fucking carrot. I don't know what it was like here, but in the beginning, because everybody panicked, because we could all die in 2 weeks. So we got to get food, right? Apparently toilet paper. The world was without fucking toilet paper. I don't know what it was like here. In New York, there's not a whole shitload of like Costco's and whatever else. And the Costco's they had a fucking line almost basically around the fucking thing. You don't know where it started or where it ended. And all these people, you know, they're grabbing stuff. These are the people yelling at me about, dude, seriously, your nose, you got the mask on, but the nose, they're stock loading fucking gummy worms and soda and granola bars and telling me I'm the one that's being fucking unhealthy. And it's like, dude, you might as well go outside and butt fuck COVID. That's being healthier than, seriously, get an apple. I don't understand. I'm not saying go all fucking kale and shit, but you know what I mean? Orange juice? And then you're going to yell at me. You're not healthy. Yeah, I'm not. Because, yeah, you're dead in the end. I don't know if anyone told you. Again, white people just want to live forever. They have that fear. They have that fear. A lot of people are scared of death. I don't get it. It's the one thing we all have in common. No one talks about it until it's too late. That's why we got a lot of issues. You know, you're never sitting around the dinner table at Thanksgiving kind of being like, so, you know, Aunt Linda, how do you think you're going to go? Ooh, I hope drowning. I've heard great things. You know, you trip. It's like, it's fucking weird. It's like, you die. What about you, Uncle Freddie? Probably cancer. Okay, you just brought Thanksgiving down. But, you know, we should just talk about shit. I don't understand why we don't talk about shit. We get nervous, you know? Especially death. We're all scared of death. Why? Because there isn't a Yelp review? Would that solve it? If there's a Yelp review for death? You know what I mean? What would that be like? First person, just be first! 5 stars, there's no one here. It's great. This is heaven. You know, cut to like fucking 2000. And it's just like, yeah, you know, I died and I've been dancing around every single dimension. being one with everything. 3 stars, the Wi-Fi here sucks. You know what I mean? Maybe there would be one that'd be like, 1 star, wear a mask. And it's like, all right, good point. There's a lot of this coming on that Yelp review, so maybe we should listen. Right? Tim, there's a lot of people that lost grandparents. You shouldn't be fucking making fun of this. Yeah. Don't worry, my grandmother died of dementia. I got jokes about that too. There just wasn't a hashtag that I could jump on to get the fucking sympathy whenever I need that story. That's all people want out of this is a fucking story. That's it. You know? It's kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. But you know when there's like a Katrina or, I don't know, 9/11, like don't you kind of wish you were there? No? I need a back and forth. This is actually, there are people in the fucking room. You can answer. Am I just a sicko? Right? Like, you know what I mean? Dude, just imagine going up to a bar somewhere in the middle of Boise and all of a sudden you start yapping it up with some chick and she like survived Columbine. Right? Don't you wish you could? Yeah, I wish I was there. Tell me all about it. What are you doing later? You want to fuck? Well, it doesn't mean the show gets derailed because I have you guys answer a couple fucking questions. Okay? I do have shit that I wrote down even though I didn't bring a book up or whatever. This isn't going to be the Get Along Gang scribbles a way to change the world. But people do want that story, you know? I hear it a lot out here.
Oh, you were in New York. That was the epicenter. What was that like?
Oh, it was fucking great. It was great. I went outside. The buses were free. There weren't people. It was everything I've ever wanted New York to be. Just the buildings. And every new phase comes in, more people come out. How can we stop this virus? People. All right, that's later on in the set. I didn't establish trust yet with people. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'll get away from the death stuff, right? I'll lighten it up for a bit, and then we're going to go back to stuff that I want to fucking talk about. I just feel like the energy's ruined now because there's 5 people that were like, dude, we came out to have a good time, not to hear about how we're all going to die. Fair enough. One thing I did worry about, concern myself with, was like, what would comedy be like after the great social distancing of 2020? Because before, a lot of comedy was,
Dating's so hard.
unfortunately, a lot of comedy I've seen has been, yeah, so Zoom dating's hard. It's fucking awful. Awful. You know what I mean? It's like when I hear these bits, there is a part of me that thinks COVID is an underachiever. Because here's the thing, dating's not hard. That's not hard at all. Being honest is difficult. That's why all these apps suck. That's why all these fucking websites, they suck. They're just billboards for who we are. Right? What do you blame? The like button? It's got to be the worst invention since 9/11. Bunch of people that write shit just to get a like. Do you guys know a California state study has shown a like creates dopamine in the brain, kind of like doing a bump of coke? So this and do the same thing to our fucking brains? I don't want to get on a soapbox, but I would love to tell this generation to fucking close the computers and go outside. Buy some coke. Okay? Write about it, then I'll like it. I'll double down on your dopamine if that's what it fucking takes. I just don't get it. So hard to be honest. We're all damaged goods trying to be damaged greats. Like, I don't know who the fuck we're trying to fool. It's insane. Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm really into music and traveling. Yeah, so's everyone, Lisa. Do you have a flaw? Do you have anything that'll give me a boner? Jesus. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's why I want to make my own like dating site, my own dating app. But I want to call it compromise.com. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, you know, my dad never loved me. My mom was never around. Compromise.com. Look at that. What a perfect couple, right? It's got to be better than any fucking religious dating site out there. You know, if you got to find love based on your parents' beliefs, fuck you. That's just a more you know, not really a joke. Because I get it, man. For people, it gets awkward. It gets awkward because the older you get, the more dating kind of becomes like these two Trojan horses that meet in the middle of a coffee shop just waiting to see whose flaws are going to escape first. Fuck that. Put in a profile. A lot of girls got some picture of them on some cliff in Ireland. I don't think that made you who you are. But when your uncle fiddled you when you were 8, that built your character. Put it in a profile. We might have something in common. Tim, can you go start talking about death again? I don't know. It was a lot on my mind. Yeah. So I just don't get the dating thing. A lot of people are obsessed with it. There's a lot of social constructs that somehow become definitions. It's really scary to me. Like a lot of weird terms that get thrown at us. And I don't know what to make of them other than like some kind of psychological. Like, for example, fake news. It's a term we've heard constantly. You know there's fake news? Do you know there's alternative media sources out there that do the... Are you aware that there's... I don't understand why anyone would be concerned about fake news because we all have to bullshit ourselves in order to get through life. It's how it works. You ever heard anyone go, I'm going through a breakup? Well, that's bullshit because the breakup already happened. Right? What they're going through is a competition to see who's going to fuck someone else first. I don't know why we bullshit ourselves. Like white people have a term that only white people use. And it's reverse racism. I know you guys have heard this.
Last night I went out and I dealt with reverse racism.
What is that? Acceptance? Because that's the reverse of racism, right? Did you go to the projects last night and everyone was like, holy shit, Trisket, thank God you're here. We made quota. No. What happened was you were outnumbered and you couldn't be as racist as you wanted to be. You were the reverse of yourself. So the next time you go out, just be like, hey, Tim, I went out last night. It just wasn't me. Way too many of them. Holy Jesus Christ. You know? But no, we bullshit ourselves. It's weird to me. I just don't get it. We do it all the time. Right? Donald Trump. It's fucking enemy, that dude. It fucking scumbag. What a piece of shit. Can't believe he's our president. Look, Donald Trump isn't necessarily the president we need, but I kind of think he's the man we deserve. Sorry, but we suck collectively. Right? And I think this virus has definitely shown it. We do. We suck collectively. You know. History's written by the winners. And now they're writing memes. You know, so Ben Franklin, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, which may be true, but when did Ben Franklin fuck his slave? At night, when he told everyone to go to bed early so they'd be successful. You know what I mean? We're kind of founded by scumbags. Trump is no exception. Don't be shocked. It's true. It's true. Racism is a hashtag in America, has always been. But now we got the PC police out there to save us all, everybody. Making sure that you're not saying that thing and make sure you're saying that thing. Everyone's worried about the pot calling the kettle black. Doesn't make sense to me. You know, you shouldn't call the pot. You shouldn't call the kettle black. That's nothing compared to what the pot says when the kettle leaves the room. You know what I mean? That's when the real racist shit comes out. That's when it's like, hey, Johnson, you want to get some tiki torches? Fucking kettle's gone. Yeah, it's a great idea. Make sure you don't say it in public. Founded by scumbags. Jesus, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? What is that fucking cunt rag? Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson killed more original Americans than fucking anybody. If that dude was alive today, he would probably bet $20 on the Blackhawks to lose. That's what's going to be tough. I've been talking to a lot of teachers. A lot of people are concerned here in Idaho about schools opening. You know, because of the health of the children. But what about the topics that are going to be discussed? Are you still going to be pledging allegiance to a flag and fucking Christopher Columbus fucking discovered America with masks on? Right? Because that's fucking good. Or are we going to still do the same narrative of fucking topics? Just fucking trivia, conformity. Listen to fucking leaders. Don't question a goddamn thing. Fall into groupthink. No, but they got masks on, Tim. Oh, okay. Yay. Well, Tim, you know, after phase 2, you know, restaurants, we got to eat on the sidewalk. Isn't that just fucking great? No. Nah, I don't think it's great. Here it's a little different. Try picturing fucking eating on a sidewalk in New York City. Upper East Side brunch next to a fucking homeless dude. You don't know if he's dead or alive. Next to a dumpster with a bad muffler stuck at a red light. Thank you for the freedom. If you're born into a prison and they call it freedom, how would you know the difference? No joke. Anyone who's got the answer, it's not a riddle either. Just if anyone's got the answer, let me know. Oh, allowing the people to think for themselves and be independent? That might. Oh, okay. I don't think that one's gonna fly. What else do you got? Sports? Okay. Right? Why is it rigged so we can't be to our true potential? Why is bending spoons a myth? Could be a reality. We only use, what, 8-10% of our fucking brains? Now we're in a country where everyone's divided. The only way to keep a dictatorship thrived is if you keep a country divided 50-50. Everyone thinks red's the answer, blue's the answer, red's the answer. It's absolutely insane to me. I don't know if there is an answer. Here's the answer. It's us. But we don't like that because then it gives us responsibility. We can't bitch at someone else. And my life sucks because of the president. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He made the decisions I've made in my life. He was the one who stuck his dick in that girl when he was 18 and didn't wear a condom and fucking came inside and then a kid came out. Yeah, that was him. Yeah. Right, Joe Biden, everyone says, oh, dude, it's a better poison. Joe Biden. Joe Biden's a gentleman who said that marijuana shouldn't be federally legalized in this economy. It's hilarious to me. Why? We still living in the notion that marijuana is a gateway drug that leads to other drugs? I think that's ridiculous. I think all of it comes down to you, the individual. It's different for everybody. Because I think, looking back on my life, I would have to say that my gateway drug was pussy. Why'd I smoke cigarettes? Because I thought a girl wanted to fuck a guy that looked like James Dean. You know? Why'd I drink alcohol? Because I knew women wouldn't bang me sober. I mean, look at my haircut. I'm trying too hard. You know what I mean? What are you in, Star Wars, silly? What are you doing with your life? I smoked weed because it's hippie chicks I like. I like a girl with hairy armpits and a great taste in music. That's just me, you know what I mean? Like while you're fucking them, you pitch a nipple, you get another great playlist. It's fantastic. You know? Oh, what's this? Chris Cornell acoustic covers? Yay. I did cocaine because the girl told me if I did it, I'd be able to fuck for hours. And I did mushrooms because after you've done all that shit, you got to kind of figure out who you are and what's going on. Just be yourself and eventually someone will love you? Yeah. Thank you, mushrooms. You're welcome, Tim. You're welcome. I just don't understand these tired notions. Everything's got to be done like the way it always has. And again, they psychologically fuck with you about it. You know? How about the term new normal? You guys buying this? Have you fucking used this? Are you going to go home tonight and go,
Yeah, we enjoyed a comedy show and we had our masks on and, well, it's the new normal.
new normal doesn't exist. It's a bullshit term that has no meaning whatsoever. Everything changes. There are always new normals. This is just a change. I remember when I was a kid, we didn't have the internet. We used to go out and play. And then the internet came. Are you ready for the new normal? Well, what do you know? It's just normal. Isn't that something? 9/11 happened. Oh, you go to airports. Oh, geez, you're going to take off your shoes. You're going to have to stick a thing up your ass. And not a new normal. It's just normal. And now if you got an extra $100, you can go right on through without taking anything off. It's fucking great, right? Freedom. Right? After 20 years, you kind of forget. You know? It's not that people have forgotten. It's just that there's a whole generation that can't even remember. So, how do you really keep that 9/11 thing going? All right. Maybe I shouldn't have said that on there. Oh, well. It doesn't matter. Everyone hated me a couple decades ago because I was that person that was just like, yeah, but what about Building 7? And it's like, shut up, dude. Shut up. I don't know. I just wonder. Do you think it could have been an inside job? I mean, they fell down real quickly. I'm not really. Do you think it could have been an inside job? Oh, look at you little conspiracy theorist. That bothers me. Conspiracy theorist. Why aren't I a conspiracy believer? I think that's a little bit more accurate. I didn't come up with them. I just believe them. But religious people, they get to be called believer. Why aren't they theorists? Both of us have done the same thing. We just sat around and watched a lot of YouTube, and then all of a sudden we're like, I don't think jet fuel can really melt steel beams. I think Jesus died and 3 days later resurrected. Kind of the same thing. I do have to say, though, wouldn't it be kind of convenient during these times to know whether or not 9/11 was an inside job? All right, doesn't matter now, Tim. We got new problems. That doesn't matter now. Yeah, fuck you. I think it kind of does. Wait a minute, there was someone else in the grassy knoll? It's irrelevant. No, I think that might be important to what's happening now. Yeah, I missed some of the punchlines I had last night. I apologize. Sorry, Josh. Josh is here from Bad CGI Sharks. I'll give him a shout out. Jesus, could have clapped. There are people here. You don't have to press a fucking emoji. Noise. Heckle me, for Christ's sake. Something. Let's go, fuck you. You die of COVID, Tim. Which I've gotten plenty of those. I've gotten plenty of those messages. What's that? Oh, I would have riffed off it. No. What happened was, when I was a kid, George Lucas found me attractive. Because Hollywood fucks kids. I went through this last night. It bummed a lot of people out. Josh, you're in acting, right? But you got your jump off, right? You getting agents calling you and so forth now? Yeah, I'm with you. They started dangling 2-year-olds in front of you. You want to work with Brad Pitt, buddy? Huh? Do you? This is the key. Just fuck this, let us film it, and then you do whatever we say for $20 million a film, huh? What do you say? Scientology, you believe in it? Come on, fuck the kid, Josh! I'm sorry, what? Exactly. I don't know where I'm going to say this, so I'm just going to say this. I don't know if it's funny. Forgive me. Let me see the time. I get that part, buddy. I'm talking comedy time. 34. All right, I'll bring this up. All right, I didn't do this last night. Here's some things. Oh, the internet's on. I'm gonna, but it's just now I got to think about actually how I'm gonna lead into it, because if you guys can't tell by the lights, but I'm white. So I guess I have to do this bit beforehand. So I have to do these two beforehand before I kind of say the thing I want to say that I don't know if it's funny, but I think it's a fucking valid point, and I'll fit a vagina at the end or something, and then everyone will be happy. All right. First of all, a lot of you up here in the old Boise, are you aware of Colin Kaepernick and some of his events of kneeling during the national anthem, which seemed to upset a lot of people, thinking he was dissing the flag, when in fact all he wanted to do was just bring a little awareness to the social injustice that's trending across America. A lot of people gave him shit for it. I don't understand why. Because you know what a lot of people weren't really talking about? It's just how much the fucking national anthem sucks. Song fucking blows. It's awful. It is horrible. It is a song about war, and then you wonder why. Why is America such a violent country, Jim? You kidding me? Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light sounds like more of a beginning of a walk of shame than an actual national anthem. You know, Canada has been revised 3 times. Do you know Two Live Crew's nasty as they want to be, just as many? You don't think you could fucking throw in a woo-ha in the middle of fucking, oh, say can you see by the woo-ha? Something, some kind of edit, song blows. Absolutely sucks. And in a democracy, none of us got to vote for. How come every 4 years we can't vote for a new national anthem? You know? I would vote for Dave Matthews Band, but, you know, a lot of people hate me for it. I don't give a shit. I get a lot of shit for liking Dave Matthews Band. I don't care. I like a lot of music. I like eating mushrooms and dancing with people. Except for now they got a lot of the frat kids in the cargo shorts. It sucks now. That's where social distancing actually comes in really good. You know, again, social distancing. It's not. Isolation. But doesn't that sound frightening? The government told you to fucking, hey, everyone get into isolation. Huh? No, everyone needs to social distance. There's nothing. What's social about social distance?
Get 6 feet away from me.
That's about it. Not really a lot of whole social going on there. So I think it's a psychological warfare. And I don't have jokes on that, so I won't talk about that, guys. I don't really. It's too deep of a thing, and no one really laughs. So. Because I don't know if what we're watching is actually racism in America as much as it's like the 2-minute warning of the dynasty of white people.
And we just fucking arrogantly gave the minorities the ball. And all of a sudden, it's like, dude, we're down by 42. How the fuck did this happen? We never lose a game. You know, it's like we're the Globetrotters, just opposite. You know? How the fuck did this happen? Shit. What do we do? What do we do? Johnson.
You want to start shooting shit? Yeah, fucking great idea, Johnson. Yeah, start shooting shit, everybody.
People. Fucking awful. Let me say this part first before the other thing. You know how when they have mass shootings, like remember those? Like 2019, they had a lot of mass shootings. And then you get a news anchor and they'd be like, I don't understand why did this happen? Can we stop doing that? Like, is anyone kind of, we've all had those days. Like, you can relate. I'm not saying to do it, but can we all stop going like, oh, I wonder what the motive is. People suck. That's the motive. You know, when you cut that person off, that has an effect. Whether you know it or not. When you budge that person in line, yeah. You know what happens? That creates a mass shooting. And everyone gets so sad. Oh, they fucking went before their time. They had so much to do before they died. You know what'd be funny? You cut to a week earlier. And you got the dude who died in a mass shooting being like, you know, I'd really like to go hiking this weekend, Brenda. And she'd be like, you know, I'd really like to go shopping. Can we do it next weekend? As she sits there and goes, he didn't live to his potential. All right, that one's really dark. I'm sorry. It's really dark. I just think that's funny, the irony of it all. You know what I mean? I'm not scared of mass shootings. What I'm scared of is not living my life to the full potential. That's what I'm frightened of. That's why I don't care if I die. I've heard some great music. I've done some great drugs, seen some great films. I've met some tremendous people. I've had some wonderful orgasms. It's cool, man. Take me out now, it's great. I got you. I'd be completely content with it. I mean, I don't really write the sets that actually, you know, bring relationships to me, but, you know. I just think Dynasty of White People is fucking over. Here's something I do find fascinating. I've said this a couple times. I don't know if I have the jokes yet. And then I think I'm gonna leave on this because I'm not gonna torture you guys anymore. I don't know if I can dug enough energy for one more gung-ho bit, and I don't know if you guys are into it, which is fine, but this is my kid, you know, and he might be dumb and retarded and like, he may not even have a torso. You just might be jelly with a head, but that's my fucking kid. I love my kid. I might be the only one, but I got 11 Patreons that say otherwise. Because I do hear a lot of people talking about COVID, but I don't hear a lot of people actually kind of talking about BLM. Because, like, what's funny in it? Like, what's funny in Black Lives Matter? All right, I'm going to try to make an attempt. As a white kid. Just one thing I find interesting is what we're shown as people. I find it utterly fascinating that George Floyd was filmed for 8 minutes, 46 seconds. That America was sold a snuff film. An 8 minute and 46 second snuff film. While Jeffrey Epstein, with cameras all around him, his snuff film cannot be found. It absolutely blows me away. If you guys do remember 9/11, when they had the fucking plane that went into the Pentagon, the fucking CIA, FBI, so far went around to all the hotels, gas stations, whatever else, collected every single fucking security camera they could. And the only images they showed us were bum, 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 bum. I just find it fascinating what they show us. That they let talking heads sit and argue about. And then we sit around and be divided. And what the fuck? What do we want to do? Dude, we just want to have a good time before we go? Maybe learn how to play the guitar. What do you do, ma'am? Yeah, what's your thing? Yeah. Oh, word? Oh, shit. Well, don't do it this way. What about you? Same thing or no? I play guitar. You play guitar, see? And how great is that? Even if there aren't people around, right? You can go to a mountaintop, fucking eat a couple caps, and fucking jam out to Hendrix. The thing that kills me more than anything, dude, is just not seeing people be happy. Because they're restricted. They're not able to fucking achieve the things they want in life. And they show us certain images to make us think certain ways and act certain ways. Do you realize when you give money to fucking Black Lives Matter, it goes to Democrats? It doesn't even go to a fucking black person. Here's where the jokes aren't, but this is what I'm going to be working on, because this is what I wrote today, because I actually jotted shit down because I thought I was going to change the world after last night. But that's one thing I really want to make a problem. I got to find the right act out of exaggeration. But it just blows me away. Like, I can't see a second of fucking Epstein. Nothing. And then you want me to believe? And then you have the shooting in Jersey of the judge. Well, she didn't get. But her fucking husband, she's got a dead son now. All he wanted to do was be a fucking attorney and a lawyer, just like goddamn mother and father. And some dude shows up in a fucking FedEx, ding dong, in the middle of Jersey, in the middle of fucking America. Kids getting picked up in Portland, camouflage, fucking getting picked up out of fucking, and then you laugh at me because I want to bring up Building 7. Maybe that information was fucking relevant. Maybe it is good to know who killed Kennedy. Just like with this judge, they're giving us a fucking patsy who was shot in the fucking head, probably 2 in the back, execution style. But they won't tell us that. And you want to do jokes about Zoom dating? Sorry, that was a personal thing about my art, and wasn't necessarily comedy, but it's how I feel. I'll leave on a joke. Thank you for being here, guys. Sorry about this. If you're offended or upset that I'm ranting, I'll have jokes soon, but whatever. Would you rather have passionless NBC Peacock app, or ready to be live with someone who's got some passion or may or may not make it in this business? Like, I used to be a guy who used to really give a shit. I used to really care. I've taken batons to the head for a lot of people's beliefs. I really have. I was in Occupy. I've marched. I've protested. I've done things that I can. I used to really give a shit, and I don't anymore. I fucking don't. I'll give you an analogy, right? Like, I used to be a guy in the Titanic running around being like, hey, do you guys know there aren't enough life preservers or rowboats? Like, I was just kind of moseying around, smoking weed, whatever, and I was doing a little counting. I was like, you figure there's this many people, and then it wasn't in the brochure. Did anybody, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, holy Christ, who the fuck brought Warner? You know what I mean? We're on the greatest ship in the world right now, man. There's a fucking open bar. There's free food. Those 2 girls over there, they're making out. And this kid's running around going, oh, there's not enough life preservers and rowboats. What a fucking homo. Which is fine. So now I'm a guy in a Titanic. I got a railing in one hand, a middle finger in the other, and I'm just trying to get that band to play Freebird before it all goes down, because I've never heard Freebird with 2 violins and a cello. So fucking Freebird! Let it burn! I think I'll close on that. Right? All right. Thank you, everybody. My name's Tim Warner. I don't know. Google me.
One more time for Tim Warner, everybody. Hey, before you turn off the stream, remember, on the 31st, we got a whole streamathon, 12 hours to keep this place, the Lounge at the End of the Universe, open. We also have Alvin Williams coming in next weekend to do this same thing, real live comedy in the pandemic, baby. That's us. Thanks for joining us. My name's LJ Sullivan, and have a good night, everybody.